Welcome back, guys. This week we're going to analyze the new movie, The Joker, even though I haven't seen it. That's right, I'm going to analyze a movie that I haven't seen because I know a few key facts about it, and so I pretty much know what's going to happen. Not because I'm clairvoyant or some genius or anything, but I know enough about specifically the Oedipal complex, so I know what's going to happen in The Joker. A few things that I know about the movie. Well, I saw the trailer, number one. I know that the Joker, not a huge Batman DC fan, but I know that the Joker doesn't end up a good guy. I know that the Joker has a single mother. And most importantly, I know that this movie has resonated with a lot of young men. So I know that it reflects their own experience. So just knowing these things, I know exactly what's going on, and I think a lot of it does go back to the Oedipus complex. First thing I know that's going to happen in this movie is that the Joker, Joaquin Phoenix's character, is going to be prone to fantasy, and I think this is going to inform him wanting to become a stand-up comic. He doesn't want to become a stand-up comic because he's talented or he enjoys it on any real level, but because he wants the approval of a whole audience full of people, and he's going to be lost in this fantasy even though he doesn't have any real discernible talent. He's probably going to be egged on by his mother, his single mother, not because she wants the best for him. In fact, she probably doesn't want the best for him, but because she's also lost in this fantasy of somebody saving them somehow. And she'll just delude herself into thinking that her son is funny and he has enough talent to be a stand-up comic, even though he clearly doesn't. Another thing that's going to happen in this movie is his mom is going to seem sweet and nice and kind and that's how it's going to appear. But deep down, she's not going to be nice. She's not going to be sweet. She's going to be sabotaging the Joker's life, her son's life, to get a relationship to keep that relationship with him, to keep him around, to keep him from moving out or moving away, because she doesn't have a secure attachment with her own man in her life, with her own boyfriend or husband. And it's going to get sick. I bet it's going to get sick. People have been talking about how this movie's dark. I bet this is going to be one of the darkest moments in the movie, is when you can see that she's acting nice and sweet but deep down she's just sawing at the ligaments in the back of his knee. She doesn't want him to leave. She doesn't want him to move out or move away or whatever it is. I think the Joker, he's going to want to be a good boy, or he's going to pretend like he's a good boy, and he's going to put on this act like he is with his mom. He pretends to be nice, he pretends to be good, and he's going to go out in the world and act this way, and people aren't going to respond positively. They're not going to respond in the way that he wants. It's going to be this covert contract, very indicative of Oedipal relationships, of codependency. I'm going to be nice, I'm going to be good. This may be how the laugh starts, I don't know. I'm going to smile and laugh and So you better respond in a certain way. But of course, that's not how it works. And I bet this plays into his relationship. I saw his girlfriend in the trailer. It's going to play in the relationship there. On one level, he thinks it's probably some romantic relationship, but she doesn't see it that way. Like all friendzone relationships, the guy has a fantasy projection of what he thinks the relationship is, but you talk to the girl, she's like, oh no, he's like just this nice guy. What? No, we're friends. He came over for dinner because it's not going to be the same. So he's going to be friend-zoned by her. I think Robert De Niro, I know that he hosts a talk show, and part of the Joker's fantasy is that this talk show guy is going to come and just give me a chance to shine, and it's going to be great, So he's like projecting out this father figure onto Robert De Niro's character. Probably he's not going to be funny, right? And the fantasy of the relationship is going to be, the reality is going to hit it, and it's going to come crashing down. And I think a similar thing is going to happen with Bruce Wayne's father, who I know is a philanthropist, and I also know that the Joker kills Bruce Wayne's father. And the same thing is going to happen. So he's this philanthropist. He's either going to give the Joker and his mom money, or he's going to promise to give him money or promise to give the neighborhood, because I don't think they have a lot of money, right? So he's going to promise to come and, quote, save them, but it's not going to happen in that exact way. And again, he's going to project out this fatherhood fantasy on Bruce Wayne's father as well. And when these illusions are broken, it's not gonna, that's when the Joker is going to turn dark, and he's probably going to kill Robert De Niro. And yeah, I know that he kills Bruce Wayne's father. So that's how that's going to happen. I also know what's going to happen, because the Joker seems like the opposite of my favorite book of all time, The Man Who Laughs. In fact, the Joker comes from Gwynplaine in The Man Who Laughs, and the director Todd Phillips cites The Man Who Laughs explicitly as an influence on this. And what happens in The Man Who Laughs, a young boy comes into the world already with a smile carved into his face, no attachments, completely alienated. But what does he do throughout the book? Is he builds connections. He creates a makeshift family. Dia, the love interest, can see who he is, even though she's blind, of course. But she can see who he is. He has these connections. He has a family. And from this pedestal, from this elevated level of connections and family, and whatever the opposite of alienation is, he can speak truth. And that's what he does at the end. He can get to the point psychologically from which he can speak truth, from which he can create values. And of course, the opposite in general is going to happen in the Joker. He's going to become more and more disillusioned. The connections that he has, whatever makeshift connections that he has, they're slowly going to dwindle away. The projection of these connections are going to dwindle away. And he's going to get to the point where he can't create value. It's going to be impossible for him to create values, and he's going to become a nihilist, seeing no value in anything. And that's why he has the smile. That's why the Joker's always laughing, because nothing is important to him. But I also know what happens in the Joker from the trailer is he goes to see a psychologist. He goes to see a psychologist, and just from the 2-second snippet I saw in the trailer, what is she talking about with him? His negative thoughts. So I think this is going to be another, just a little, probably not a main plot point necessarily, but it's just another little thing that pushes him over the edge. The one person who we can go to get some sort of connection, to get to the place like Gwynplaine was with Dia, where somebody can see who you are and accept you for that. Creating that connection, from which you can go on to create values and speak truth. That's not going to work out for him, because he's going to go to a psychologist, and it's going to be a vapid, surface level interaction. And I think that's where real life is different than the DC universe of Gotham City is, because here, AnimusEmpire.com, if you do resonate with the Joker, I understand, it's fine. I know he turns into a dark character, but I think it is popular, again, because he does resonate with a lot of young men. If you do lack that connection, if you are alienated, if you have gone several years in your life without a true, honest, sit-down connection with somebody else, it's probably a lot of you. Well, that's why I'm here. That's why Animus Empire is here. We have individual therapy, we have group therapy to give you, right, just that base level connection of being a human being, from which you can go on, create values, get your needs met, confront threats, create the life that you want. But you can't do that. It's going to be very difficult for you to do that unless you have the connection there first. And that's why I'm here in the squeaky truck out there. So that's it for this week. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. And I'm sorry if I ruined the Joker for you, but that's simply how the Oedipal complex works.